Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Suns fans are stuck in a special kind of hell, the level of purgatory where there is no heat to be found, where your favorite basketball team is practically gift wrap a play-in berth and cannot be bothered to care for a nationally televised game against the Lakers. They must know how they embarrass us when they get destroyed at halftime by Stephen A. Smith, who said the Suns treat a basketball game like a child treats parental punishment as if it were akin to doing dirty household chores. They must know the shame they cause all of us in the Valley, and too many of them still do not care. It is a sad state of affairs to watch this team fail in the most easily correctable areas, effort and energy, and it's a terrible look for the head coach and the team's best players. Now, critics are well aware of KD's army of online stans who stand by at the ready, many of whom don't give a whit about the success of the Suns, but it's time for hard truths to prevail over online intimidation. And as Kellen Olson pointed out, KD is the most glaring failure of not putting max effort into having the coaching staff's message implemented on the court. And his book has noticeably regressed. My worst nightmare is coming true, that our two superstars played harder for Team USA than Team PHX. And now the 14 remaining games feel more like a prison sentence than a golden opportunity for them and for us.
I have seen teams where we have questioned leadership, but still saw effort. We're over there at the game. I mean, dudes, wide open shots from the Lakers. Nobody in the vicinity. And it's like literally you have Mike Budenholzer calling timeouts going like this. Do you care? Do you want to play?
That was more from Stephen A. Smith on the leadership issues that were questioned by Kendrick Perkins yesterday. And look, I think everything's on the table. You want to pile on criticism for this team that has disappointed at every turn this year? Yesterday was a new level of unacceptable. And again, if you go back and watch the first quarter of that game, a team that is, through all of the struggles, been pretty good offensively, I would say. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. They looked like they had no clue on what was happening.
Stunning
on offense.
I like you, I'm sure, and like many in the Valley, after Friday night, I talked myself into being excited about that Lakers game again.
Mm-hmm. Because LeBron's not going to play. You might be getting a break.
We've got our big two. They've got their big one.
They had lost 4 in a row. Even without Luka and LeBron, they nearly won on Friday night because Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect went off. But it's just a same old thing.
Yeah.
Team missing its star. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Wemby, LeBron, you name it.
Book and KD each going a very tepid 6 for 17 from the field. Book's efficiency numbers were way worse than that. He had a good finish to the game, which makes his numbers look better than they were. But for 3 quarters of that game, he was a zombie. The KD, the energy displays, the wide open 3 from Luka Doncic, the mic'd up Luka saying, "I've never been this wide open in my life," and Again, they fell down by 20 in the first quarter, and that play where Luka was wide open for the 3 and there wasn't anybody within 17 feet of him, it was like a punch to my heart. I literally thought to myself, how could a team scrambling for their playoff lives not be guarding that guy?
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier. Devin Booker has become a little bit more verbose, a little bit more transparent with the frustration.
That's a good word.
And here he was yesterday after the game talking about how to turn things around.
I think it's more than one thing. I think it's multiple things. And just in-house, like I said, in spots we show that we can do it. That's what makes it even more frustrating is we have a game like last game, and then we come in and miss a few shots, and that affects our defense. Which affects our offense right after that. So it's a domino effect, but if you're playing with energy and effort, you can sleep well at night regardless. And I don't think we're doing that right now.
Bud's essential message was that from the group he needs more, but he also needs to do more himself. What do you think it'll take for everyone to give more?
It's a good question. We're all trying to figure it out.
You're right. That's Book being a little more transparent, and so it is so utterly frustrating to see this team kind of toy with us the way they have.
You went into that game yesterday tied in the loss column with Dallas because Dallas cannot win. They have injuries in that trade and stuff, and you just can't take advantage of it. They have not won 2 games in a row in nearly 2 months.
Yeah, but I also think what we're seeing from this team right now and it's been a disappointment for a while, but I think their inner belief, and maybe it was a quiet belief, that, okay, we're good enough. We can turn it on when we need to. And they went to flip the switch, and nothing happened. That's what this looks like to me now. Like everything's going to be okay. All is well. Like the scene at the end of Animal House where all hell's breaking loose at the Faber homecoming parade. Well, all hell broke loose, and they still thought all is well. And, they had the talent to get it done, and you can't win on talent alone. There's communication issues keep popping up. The defensive issues keep popping up. When they struggle on offense, like we saw yesterday, there's no chance that they can win a basketball game at this point. It's all coming to a head.
Listen, you've been playing a couple Stephen A. Smith cuts. When he came out at halftime and say, listen, we're the ones who host these nationally televised games on Sunday afternoons, and I would encourage us to give a public apology for the atrocity we just saw. Atrocity. And I know
abomination, he used that word too.
And I know basketball players have become so wealthy and so insulated that maybe they don't know their effect on the Valley. But, man, there are basketball fans in this state and in this region that are literally pulling their hair out over this basketball team, that they cannot reconcile what this has all been like. Where Kevin Durant's stay in Phoenix, and I'm just using him as the benchmark of it all, it's gone from a chance in the playoffs to a 4-game sweep in the playoffs to what we're watching now. And there have been a succession of coaches that have been ushered in and out of here. And we're both smart, and we both covered sports.
He's pushing himself.
My bad. I'm sorry, Vic.
We both covered sports a long time, and we know what it sounds like when a team doesn't believe in their head coach. And it's clear. They've been telling us, the Suns have been telling us for a while what they think of Mike Budenholzer. But again, this is 3 consecutive head coaches. When does that stop?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the same things last year.
Exactly.
For a team coached by a man who won 49 games. Here was
you had the line of the year that the Suns, after firing Frank Vogel, should have named him NBA Coach of the Year. See, it's the line of the year for me.
Tyus Jones spoke with Dwayne Rankin of AZ Central after the game. He talked about the disappointment of coming out flat in a big game.
It's tough. It's tough. You can't come out like that, especially at this point in the year. It hurts. It hurts us. Those are moments or stretches during the game again where it can make a difference when you're looking back on things. So it's tough. It's frustrating. It's something that we can't do if we're trying to accomplish what we say we are, and that's make it to the postseason.
Yeah, it's all disappointing, and and now they got a back-to-back tonight. Back-to-back, 2 different cities. They take on the Toronto Raptors, a team that they laid an egg against up in Canada not long ago. And look, you mentioned the number of games remaining. There still seems to be this belief organizationally that, we still have time. We got to do this. There's 68 games in.
I know.
And for Mike Budenholzer to say there's 18 games left, I mean, that doesn't. I know it's a misspeaking, but it doesn't instill you with any confidence that there's anything serious going on.
No, and again, it's like conceivably you can say to yourself, okay, look, if they get the play-in even at a 10, we know they can beat the Kings. We know they can beat the Clippers. If they had a modicum of investment, real investment, they could get that first-round playoff series. But they're acting like they don't want it.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.